Hey, this is Sebastian from Metal Gods Meltdown, and today I'm joined by...
Hello, this is Jonas from the glorious Bankrobbers.
So first up then, can you tell us who exactly is the Intruder?
Intruder, that's our new single and video with the glorious Bankrobbers. And our singer, this is his song, and I don't know exactly who the Intruder is, but it's a great song and a great video.
Amazing. So what's the reviews been like then so far to the videos you have released?
Yeah, it's the first video from the upcoming album, and the album is coming 27th of February, and we're just about to record one more video and to be released before the record, and maybe follow up with one more video after that.
Cool. So you guys have been going quite a long time. Do you still get excited with album releases?
Yeah, yeah, it's a little strange because we have a long history. We started the band back in 1984.
Yeah.
So, it's I think this is our 7th album, but we have had a lot of difficulties on the way with managers and a lot of, so we have long periods of where the band just put on ice.
Yeah.
But it started we couldn't say so, about 89, 90, then where we were really hitting it with a MTV video, Dynamite Sex Doze, and we got booking company playing around Sweden and Norway touring, and we made a short tour in New York for 2 weeks, played with The Sweet, made a live album at the CBGB's cult place. Or it's unfortunately doesn't exist anymore, CBGB's, but it was the place for many punk bands like Ramones and Iggy Pop, and but after that our singer, he moved to Norway, played with a band called Backstreet Girls, a rock and roll band, and we formed Glorious Bankrobbers with a new singer, and was named Mental Hippie Blood, and made 2 albums. That was pretty much that. But 2007, we came together again because a Swedish record company wanted to do an album with us, with both old songs and some unreleased. So the Glory Sound Rock and Roll was it called, and we started playing again with toured and made festivals with Sweet, Nazareth, and White Lion, and a lot of bands. But unfortunately, our drummer died in that with cancer that year. So then we put the band down again. But I think maybe 5 years ago we started again. Our singer, he has done a lot of material and new songs. So now we're releasing in February the 3rd album in 3 years. So
Right.
he's very producive.
Yeah.
And back in the 80s, I also wrote songs, but now I get 1 song on each album, and he got 10.
That's cool.
But
the album's stellar. I'm really enjoying it, man. It's like happy. That's what we need in these days. Can you tell us a little bit about Jack Black Jonas then? Is that about your drummer? What's that song about?
Yeah, it is. That's my song on the album, and it is about the drummer and his. It's a memory of him and how he died in cancer. Very sad. He was a wonderful person, and we got a lot of great memories of him. And he was always very positive, and he said he was a great drummer, but yeah, he's gone. Too bad, but he always gonna be with us.
Totally, man. Totally.
Yeah, and he really, I know he really wanted us to go on without him. He just, I was a great guy, but
Cool.
but now we have actually two new members, because the singer Olle and me, we are original. We started the band, and we've been around since '84. But on the period, we had our first bassist. He quit. I think '87 or something. He got family and things. So, and the bassist from there, RAWKS, he moved now to Gotland. It's an island outside of Stockholm, and it was too difficult to continue in the band. So we got a new drummer, Benton, an old friend to me. I played him in the '80s too, and Joye, the bass player. So he's a little younger, a little fresh blood in the band.
Cool. Cool.
So we are. I think we are better than ever. Yes,
yeah,
and the songs and everything. So it's great.
So have we got quite a big fan base in Sweden then? Yeah.
Yeah, we have. Of course, we have played a long time, and maybe some of the old fans, yeah. But we get a lot of new fans too, younger people. That's really nice.
That's good.
We hope, now we get releasing the new album on a little bigger record company. It's called Wild Kingdom, and they have released the Helicopters' first album, and a Swedish band called Sabaton, a rather big band. So I think they have a little more muscle. Maybe something will happen for us.
Cool. Well, I mean, I've lost count the amount of Swedish bands I've interviewed over the years, but you guys are pioneers of the Swedish sleaze rock, yeah? Do you ever look back at each other and think, how the hell are we still alive? Because I'm guessing in the 80s, well, we all lived like the rock and roll, didn't we? It was good times.
Yeah, that's true. We started with another Swedish band called Easy Action. They were also pioneers, and at the same time, RAWKS. But maybe they came a couple of years before us. But as you say, we started it, and a lot of party back then, and a lot of drugs too. but I don't know. We must be made of something.
yeah, totally. So what about on release day? Have you got anything planned for release day, like doing a live stream or anything like that?
Actually, I think we just gonna. We have a. We have a booked place for 2 days. It's called the Anchor in Stockholm. Right. And we usually, when we release albums, they love us and the guy who books there. So the last 2 albums we have played for 2 nights there, and a lot of people coming and everything. But I think we're gonna maybe change to another place in Stockholm. Pretty much just a gig, and I sell albums and t-shirts and stuff. But maybe I don't know if we're gonna release the next video on that day, or maybe a couple of weeks before. I think so, but hopefully we're booking like a tour after it, so hopefully we get out and play a little.
So, I mean, being in Sweden, are you booked up for Sweden Rock? Have you got anything toured outside of Sweden?
We have a conversation. Our record company, they are talking with Sweden Rock, so hopefully we're going to play there. But it's not set yet. But hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah, it's rather hard to get gigs in Sweden, but like we're working on it, and the most fun is if you got a lot of like a tour or something.
Yeah.
But we are playing all the time, lots of gigs, but like weekends and things. But it would be nice to really, hopefully with videos and if the record makes any noise of it, maybe it's happens and it starts off. I don't know.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, we have been around, so
I know.
it. So, but you always want to play more, but we have like regular jobs too. So the music is just extra. It's for fun. It's what we love, and but we don't depend it for the money. It's only. That's why we work, just to keep on playing and make records and meet the audience and everything, meet the fans.
Cool. Can you tell us a little bit about the song Rolling in Hollywood then? What's that all about?
Like I said, the singer, he's done 10 out of 11 songs on the album, and I think it's based on when we were there many years ago, and we were in LA, and it was in the 90s, I think. Just like memories. I'm not. I can't exactly speak because he wrote the song and he like writes pretty much all the songs. So maybe I'm not the right person to ask. But what I understand, so it's a back in time song, like how it was then, and a lot of party, and we met a lot of fun people. Also, when we were in New York and played for 2 weeks, and we met like Johnny Thunders and Joe Ramone and a lot of Ace Frehley. We were in a club, and Ace Frehley was there with his wife, and we took them, and she took us on an after party. Like a S&M club, and they put up her in chains and spanked her, and Ace Frehley just laughed. It was wild days.
Amazing. All right, then going back to the tour then, if your 2026 live shows had a warning label, what would it say?
If it was in, what would you say, a label?
Yeah, like a warning label.
Warning label.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard, but it's a lot of party. And no warning label. Just come and have fun, and just follow the ride. And something, it's always a party on our shows, and always sounds with smashed guitars and broken amplifiers, and the singer is all over the place in the audience, and crowd surfing and everything. So it's always a party.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
brilliant.
It's the same as in the 80s, pretty much. Yeah.
All right. So what's the one thing then you absolutely refuse to do on tour again, but we'll probably end up doing anyway?
I refuse to do.
Yeah, but probably end up doing anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I promised my guitar repairman, because I've smashed my guitars 40 times. It's a Gibson Les Paul Custom, and it still works, and I still play the records and play live. But he said that the last time it was really hard to get it together, so I promised him I won't smash it, and he was on the last gig, and I didn't smash it. So maybe that's a kind of promise.
That's so cool. All right.
And I don't know if I can keep it, but I will try. Because when you drink beer and you play, and and the last song, you get so excited, so it's easily happen that you throw it or something, and it breaks.
Cool. All right. So, can you tell us why we should check out the new album?
Mostly, it's great songs. It's. I think all the three latest album are good, but maybe the latest is a little more good songs on that, in my opinion. But Olle, I can't understand how much song he's making all the time. For me, it's it's only when it's 10 songs on the record or 11, but then he comes up to us with maybe 20 songs, but all the time he's writing, so that's great. I've stopped pretty much writing. I wrote in the 80s the first 2 records. I made half of the songs, but no, I've lost it. I just love to play live and break guitars and things and party.
Cool.
and I make the sleeves and the artwork.
Right.
But he makes the songs nowadays.
Okay.
But maybe maybe for the next, I've tried to, maybe I can do some new songs too. But but he's really good at it. So that's all that it takes. One guy, when he comes up with good songs, it's not the need for me to write so much.
No. All right, man. So can you give me them 4 words to describe Intruder?
Intruder. Okay. Dark, mean, unpolite, and just vicious. We are born, we are raised in the 70s, 80s. So for us, I think I can speak for all band. It starts maybe with the Sex Pistols. Never mind the Bollocks. It's a great album and influenced us so much. And maybe the Stooges, Raw Power also. The singer, he's got a lot of Iggy Pop in him, and of course I have to say AC/DC too. Maybe I don't know which album AC/DC. They are all great, but Highway to Hell, you can.
Killer.
I think, and we have a lot of influences, but I can say these 3.
Cool. What about 3 musicians, dead or alive, to have a jam session with?
Musicians.
3 musicians, dead or alive,
Yeah, shit. The live, I would live. Now, Bon Scott, I would love to, but he's dead. Yeah. The AC/DC singer, and okay. On guitar, maybe I should say Steve Jones in Sex Pistols. I'm very influenced by him. And on drums, maybe I pick Ian Pace from Deep Purple, actually.
So cool. Yeah. That'd be a great lineup. All right. 3 countries that you'd love to go and play, tour.
Okay. We have been in the States, so I would pick Australia. I would love to go. And we haven't actually been in Germany, so, and England I would love to go too. So I say these 3.
Great. What 3 essentials do you take with you on tour?
Yeah. I'm a little drunk.
All right.
Okay, I think beer.
Yeah.
Beer we must have, and I don't. Maybe the phone, just to put some news out and take some pictures, and I don't know. Maybe hairspray.
So, if there was a made-up song about yourself, what would it be called? Like a made-up song about your personality.
Okay. Made-up. Okay. Yeah. What difficult question. Keep on going and have a good time all the time.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you prefer beer or meatballs? Which do you prefer?
Meatballs or
Beer.
I just had meatballs. Excellent meatballs. My sister's son made great meatballs and wine, but I would say beer. Always beer.
Cool. Do you prefer festivals or a small intimate gig?
I think intimate gigs when you're close to the audience. Yeah.
Yeah. If you had to do a 24-hour car journey, who would you have with you?
Okay, shit. Difficult. 24-hour. Yeah. I think maybe Johnny Rotten. It could be interesting to have. He would talk my ears out, but but he is. I love the Sex Pistols, and maybe he's a little difficult person now, but it would be interesting to have him with me.
Back in the day, yeah, totally. And the final one: do you prefer ABBA or Sabaton?
I think ABBA.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, the Sabaton it's a little too heavy for me.
Right.
So, and ABBA they wrote crazy good songs. So I stick to that.
So the final question then: if Glorious Bankrobbers were to do an ABBA song, which one would you choose as a cover?
Okay, ABBA song. Maybe Man After Midnight or something. I don't know. Yeah. Give me now. Yeah.
Cool. All right,
actually, it's a fun thing because the guy who he repairs my guitars.
Yeah.
He's called Göran Malmberg, and he made a ABBA guitar for Waterloo. That's his creation. He's a great guy, but he repairs my guitars now.
So cool. So cool. All right, man. I want to thank you so much for your time. Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers, and listeners?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Just have a great weekend and don't forget to rock and roll.